fails to load, and you're like,
You love to see it.
did it order or not? Like, fucking assholes. It says it was ordered. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Hey, Matt, you got 30 seconds to talk about your taxes?
Right now? We're on Twitch right now, so probably not.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not going to dox you at all. No, number one, how's getting those documents? I just need your expenses.
Number 2,
I haven't.
routing number.
I
Give it to
haven't.
me.
I haven't.
Yeah,
done
can
it
I get
yet.
your bank routing number right now, Matt?
I'm just
No.
lazy. I don't like doing the stuff.
All right. And then the other thing, I'm sure you heard stuff in the whatever the new stimulus bill was called. I don't know what it's called.
American Rescue Project, Recovery Project. It's
The
called ARP.
It's
ARP.
called the LARP.
It's the
So-
arpeggiator.
It's the LARP.
Gotcha. It's LARPing. So Matt, I'm sure you heard stuff in the LARPing, especially regarding unemployment. We don't have details on that because the IRS doesn't know how the fuck to deal with it.
Okay, that's fun.
Yay!
Because we're retroactively dealing with a tax year that has already received a bunch of tax returns. So, yeah,
All right.
that's it. That's all I needed to talk about that. John, you want us to talk?
All right, I'm listening to the Twitch audio now. So this is John, and his microphone is set up.
Hey, it's Matt. This is my microphone. That's how I talk.
All right, I'm moving my mic just a little bit.
Move your mic
All
away
right.
to breathe.
All right, this is John talking again because his microphone had to move, and then Matt.
This is Matt. Hi. How's it going?
And this is TJ. I'm using a fingernail clipper to cut my scrotum hairs. Spanky.
I am Spanky. I am here to say I like fingernails in a major way. And I eat them.
Don't call him Spanky. Call him Works.
Mr. Works.
All right, Mr.
you're
Works is my
nasty.
father's name. Burger King order is being delivered.
You can come up.
It's gonna happen during the podcast.
You can
Was it
come
order
up here
number
if you
15?
want.
Order number 50. I'll eat during the podcast.
Come on up.
It'll be a mukbang because I have a fucking World of Warcraft raid in 45 minutes. I gotta get ready for. So,
Oh, nice.
Yep. We just had some corned beef for dinner.
ooh, and cabbage
Yep.
I had
and
Starbucks
carrots
for
or
dinner.
potatoes.
We had some roasted potatoes,
Nice.
like some of those little baby potatoes cut in half.
We should probably just start the podcast now. So we
Welcome
can
to the
keep going.
podcast. My name's
Welcome to
your host.
welcome to Born
Hi,
in the
I'm
80s
John.
episode 426. 426. Is that right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Born in the 80s episode 426. I'm your host John_Danger, and we're going to start. And now that I've started the podcast, before anyone else introduces themselves, I have to go grab the drink that I was going to drink on air live.
Okay.
That I put back in the fridge
Okay.
because we started an hour later than I thought we were going to.
You
No, you guys introduce yourselves, you know?
Hi, I'm
TJ's
Matt.
talking to someone
I'm
else.
your
I can see
co-pilot
it.
this evening.
He thinks he's being sly.
What happened?
Introduce yourself. It's a podcast.
Oh, okay. TJ, don't call me Spanky Works May.
TJ, do call me Spanky Works.
Okay, sorry.
That's my name. But my name is TJ, do call me Spanky Works May. Your name is TJ, don't call me Spanky Works May.
This will be the second
All
time.
one word, all lowercase.
This will be the second time I've given up my name in a Discord server.
What's up? I've been
Hi.
waiting to crack into this.
What do you got?
Spanky stole my first name.
Yeah, but
Spanky
he
already
spells it
knows.
without the periods. It's just TJ, the letters. So it's,
I had one of those the other day.
Don't tell me how
what
it
is
is because I'm going to try it.
I'm just gonna say that I bought mine at a Walgreens and it was flat and it didn't feel like I was breaking the seal on it, so I probably got COVID.
Oh, good.
COVID.
This is a Mountain Dew Major Melon that I got
Mm.
at the gas station because I was like, no,
The
I got it at the
sexiest of
Walgreens
the
as
Mountain Dew
well,
flavors.
actually,
Yeah,
because I was like, I need to have something crazy to try. I've never tried this Mountain Dew flavor, so
a buddy of mine who goes by the online screen name LP or the real LP, said that he loves it. So I had to try it.
it has cracked. I got
Okay.
a fizzy noise, so that's a good.
Good.
I'll give it a
mine
sniff.
just, like
Okay,
You have to
so
swirl
definitely,
it.
yeah. Gotta see the the tannins in this.
Hold it up to the light.
Well, TJ's the sommelier, but
it's true.
Major
and
Melon,
you get-
Charged Watermelon. It smells like watermelon candy and Mountain Dew. Like, so we're gonna try it.
Boy, does that sound appealing.
It just tastes like Mountain Dew and watermelon.
Does it taste like watermelon Jolly Ranchers?
Jolly Rancher.
Yes.
Like liquefied?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Mm.
But
It
there
al-
is a
it
strong Mountain Dew like base
Citrus?
flavor. Yeah.
almost like they put in a
This tastes
splash
like-
of Livewire.
Yeah, exactly. This tastes like Livewire, but with a little bit of watermelon flavor. So it's actually pretty good because I like Livewire, the orange flavored Mountain Dew.
When's the last time that's been available? It's been a while.
Livewire? I think that's
Yeah.
always available.
Okay, I just
I've
don't
seen
see
it
it
in the
all the time.
stores. Well, there's like 20 different Mountain Dews now. So
What is stores?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
what that
fair.
is.
sometimes when you're vaccinated, like some of the better people in the world, that you're able to go into stores.
Mm. So John, you did fly to that like Indigenous Peoples Reserve and steal their vaccine, then?
Yeah, that was me.
Yep.
I flew up there, did that. I got some real situations here going on. Wait, Mountain Dew Maui Blast. That's a new flavor. I'm looking at Mountain Dew flavors.
Yeah, that was pretty recent. I don't want to try it. Was it mango? I'm not a big mango person.
Oh yeah, mango's gross.
Mango's great. All right. So there's Mountain Dew Major Melon, Zero Sugar, and Major Melon. Zero Sugar sounds
Zero
pretty
Sugar's
good.
pretty good. Yeah.
This
I haven't
is a
seen it yet.
distressing bright pink. Like it
Yes.
bubblegum pink. Like it doesn't work because of the white balance on my
Yeah,
camera.
it looks
but
like orange red on the
yeah,
camera.
it is bright pink.
To me, it looks yellow.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks yellow on the camera to me as well, but so the current offerings of Mountain Dew in stores right now, or at least like the base offerings. You've got Mountain Dew Code Red and Diet Code Red, Mountain Dew Pitch Black, Mountain Dew Whiteout. What's Whiteout?
Whiteout is like a smooth citrus. It's
Smooth
almost like
citrus.
It's like
Whiteout
milk
is
yellow.
cum
what-
flavored.
Whiteout is what ruined my teeth in high school because I drank it like exclusively for my senior year, and I have.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to drink Whiteout. Liquid paper is pretty bad for you.
Hey, you better not call it Whiteout. We're not sponsored by Bic. They own that.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Is
they don't.
is
Maybe
it-
Whiteout.
Is liquid paper
I don't
just the
know.
generic?
Mountain Dew
Yeah.
Whiteout. Mountain Dew Whiteout
Uh,
is the Mountain Dew Whiteout is the official Black Lives Matter soda.
Jesus Christ.
Matt, it is correction fluid.
Correction. Oh, that sounds so much grosser.
That I don't like correction fluid as a term. That
What about the ones
That
that,
sounds really bad.
are like on little tape rolls? They're like the not the liquid ones.
oh.
Yeah, correction fluid is lye. That's where you dissolve bodies.
Yeah. Correction fluid is a special cocktail you drink that solves your pregnancy issue.
Voltage is raspberry flavored.
Blue raspberry.
Livewire is orange.
Yep.
Oh, they don't have Baja Blast listed anymore, so I guess you can't get that in stores anymore.
Not currently.
Yeah. So I think that you could probably. We were talking about correction fluid, which you can use to induce a miscarriage. I'm pretty sure you can do that with Mountain Dew Voltage.
Now, can you take it orally or do you have to douche with it?
It's not a douche. It is
Rectal.
a
Rectal douche.
enema. You
Oh, okay.
have to do. It's a 1 liter enema.
Mhm.
You got to leave it there for 2.5 hours.
Okay, well I'm good then, because that's just my normal routine in the morning.
One for the drink, one for the stink. You get a 2-liter bottle.
One for the drink, one for the stink. All right.
Just getting
here's the
fucking
podcast
Eiffel
title.
Towered by Mountain Dew bottles.
You have to do the butthole first.
Sometimes it's a struggle getting podcast titles. And sometimes they just come.
You
to
want- You don't want to go ass to mouth. Wait, ass to mouth with voltage. You can't taste the difference. It's fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just want to make sure that your different bottles are clearly labeled.
No, you buy a 2-liter. It's the same bottle.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, if you bought 2 individual 1 liter bottles, that would be destroying the environment.
Oh,
Matt.
okay. So yeah, get it 1 2-liter and then use an empty 2-liter on the other end, and you can make a tornado.
That's true. Definitely. After 2 weeks, you'll be able to make your own tornado into your butthole. I'm looking at Mountain Dew Game Fuel, and on the can it has printed alertness, accuracy, vitamins A and B.
What color is the current Game Fuel? Because they had a yellow Game Fuel for.
They have that. It's the current special one.
What flavor is
charged?
that?
So is there argument for accuracy that vitamin A is good for your eyesight?
Must be.
Jesus.
Charged Tropical Strike,
Yeah. No.
Charged Cherry Burst, Charged Berry Blast, and Charged Original Dew.
Berry Blast.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, did you know that it's designed for gamers and it has a special can top that's resealable? It's plastic and slides,
Oh wait,
so
hold
you
on.
can slide it back
Sorry.
over.
So when you
I'm
flip
I'm
your keyboard, you don't spill your drink.
I'm
Mhm.
thinking of old Game Fuel because current Game Fuel is rebranded what used to be Amp.
I see.
Mountain Dew Amp is what current Game Fuel is. So yeah,
Whatever
I
happened
know.
to Mountain
no
Dew
berries.
Kickstart? Their morning drink.
You can still get it at Taco Bell,
Yeah.
the orange flavor, and
Well,
you can.
the morning
You can somehow-
that's their morning after correction fluid.
So I'm streaming my screen here. Here are the different game fuels. I'm gonna scroll down because I wasn't gonna show you this, but I want you all to see, and I want to hear your reactions as I scroll down.
Okay.
So we've got the game fuel. Let's keep going. All right, let's see what's next.
Designed for gamers. I already hate it.
All right,
That
we got
little
game
tab-
fuel
plastic
victory
tab
pass.
is a nice way to make the cans harder to recycle.
Yep. Game fuel victory pass rewards. I can sign up for text.
Wait, what is the justification for the plastic tab?
It's because it's resealable. See?
Oh god.
Have you guys tried to open one of those? Because they put a little breakable
No, TJ,
plastic.
I've never purchased Mountain Dew Game Fuel designed for gamers.
Again,
I
It's
was
the same
today
as
years
Amp.
old when I learned this even existed.
well, they used to have special flavors.
Well,
called
I remember
Fuel.
Game Fuel being like the World of Warcraft gaming fuel
Yes.
and the Halo game fuel, where it was just a regular Mountain Dew bottle, but it was called Game Fuel. It
See,
was
I-
a special flavor.
Can you
I
scroll
went
back
into
to the top?
2007,
This one?
after using the term Game Fuel to market their sodas to the video game subculture. So it literally just put that in 2007. Just put the word Game Fuel on Mountain
Yeah.
Dew cans, and it had either Master Chief or I think Thrall
Yeah.
and like some other characters. I think.
Yep.
But it was not a special flavor.
Excuse me, it was not Thrall.
No.
It was Sour Fang.
I just Google it and I accidentally
Some of them were
wrote
special
Cane Feel.
flavors.
No. I don't want you to start Googling this and miss the reveal as I scroll down.
No,
the
I
page.
just wanted
Please-
to see the varieties because I wanted to confirm that they are health, mana, and energy themed.
Please view the screen as I scroll down because I want your visceral reaction
Oh,
to what I was disgusted by.
First of all, I hate these triangle gifts.
Oh,
Like they
God
don't
damn it.
mean anything.
they look futury.
Here
Look
we
how
go.
Futury.
You ready?
Yeah.
You guys all ready for this?
No.
Oh,
God.
boy.
Oh jeez.
The face of Game
Dr.
Fuel is one
Disrespect.
Doctor
The first thing
Disrespect.
you see, the face of Gamer Fuel. Who
No,
would
hold
it
up.
be?
Hold up. I got the answer to this, and it's that spinning circle that says "Who am I?" That's the real question. I don't care.
Dr. Disrespect, the most ruthless competitor in video game. Let's see his profile, guys.
Doctor Disrespect. He's his killed to cheat on his wife ratio is unparalleled.
He's the most stream in a bathroom without letting people know person you've ever met.
I didn't.
Oh,
does
that's
he
right.
stream any? Where does he stream? Like YouTube or something?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he's on YouTube.
He's on Mixer.
No, he's on YouTube. Mixer shut down.
Here's some facts.
Mixer up on my Facebook.
He's on Ustream. Okay, what do
Oh,
we?
he's on Pornhub Live. That's
Oh,
it.
he's
Okay.
just got a bunch of dumbass shit that he has written here. I'm a 2-time back-to-back 93, 94 Blockbuster video game champion. It's just a bunch of like garbage that he has. God, he's the worst. But kids fucking eat this shit up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like if I was 12, I'm sure I would love this shit. But being in my 30s, I'm like, this is so cringy. This guy.
Now
he's
with
li-
that
is he live right now?
raspberry and there was like a turquoise one, we're getting real
What?
good vaporwave vibes
What?
here.
Can I have a nugget?
Mhm.
Lauren, I'm just letting everyone know that the Hi, Judy has
Burger
also
King.
joined me in the room. The Burger
heard the
King has
ding dong.
arrived,
Okay.
and I used my crown points to get a free 10-piece chicken nuggets, of which you can have some. Yes, I refer the family.
and they said
How many did you
don't
get?
invest in crown points. Crypto's too risky. You're gonna lose all your money.
Judy tried to escape to meet the delivery man as well, because that's how she be. Okay, so I will probably be going to get that food soon, but that's all I have, I think, here. That just ends. Oh, fucking Dr. Disrespect. God. The worst part about him is that, like, he's not even like a fucking, like, game, like he's not affiliated with, like, pro gaming or anything. He just literally is, like, a fucking dude that like, talks like an asshole,
Yeah.
and that's his whole, like, thing.
He's just a personality, a very loud personality.
Yeah.
What kids need these days is Dr. Respect, not Dr. Disrespect.
Pokemon Go to learn some respect.
We should Dr. Respect women.
So I'm running as a Republican, and you're running as a Democrat. That's what I'm getting from this.
What lettuce?
Oh my God, Lauren is delivering my Taco Bell, or sorry, Burger
Nice.
King. I've called it 3 different things now.
It's McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King.
Wait, Lauren, please return my Mountain Dew Major Melon.
From whence it
Wait, can you try it on air?
Okay.
You don't need to be
Yeah.
in camera, but
Okay.
I want
Hi,
you.
Lauren.
I
She can't hear me.
want you to try it on
But
air.
I've got my butt pants on.
All right.
Subscribe to her
Melon.
TikTok. I don't know what her TikTok name is.
How would you describe the flavor?
Lauren's TikTok is Matt Haig Music. Just go
It's like
subscribe
kind
to
of
that.
like trying to be like pink lemonade almost.
Oh,
and
wow.
also,
See, I told you it's not that watermelon-y.
no, it's not really.
It's
a
very,
little
very,
watermelon-y.
very citrusy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can put it away because that's resealable, and my
Turn it
Burger King
footless.
foot lettuce
lettuce.
drink is not. Oh, this guy. The thing is, though, this guy has so much fucking money,
Yeah.
and his persona is I'm just going to be like a fake jerk guy that wears a stupid mullet and fucking wraparounds.
Yeah.
And he made like billions of dollars or millions of dollars off this. But he actually is a complete asshole as
Yeah,
well.
I mean,
it's not a guy like
he
who's a
did-
cool
he
guy
had-
for real.
At least he didn't fool anyone. It's like it says right there on the label, Dr. Disrespect.
Speaking of complete asshole, look at the shirt I'm wearing.
Oh, Scott Pilgrim also an asshole,
Yeah,
right?
I mean not the creator, but Scott Pilgrim definitely. He's
Yeah.
definitely.
Michael Cera, what a dick.
Yeah,
I
fuck you,
don't-
Michael Cera.
I will go to my grave saying that Jesse Eisenberg, because he wasn't popular at the time, but Jesse Eisenberg would have been a good Scott Pilgrim because Michael
Yeah.
Cera's not cocky enough.
Yeah.
He
Michael
tries to
Cera's
be,
too
but it just doesn't
likable.
work. Yeah,
Jesse Eisenberg's better at being a dick. There was that was that time where like
this is pre-Zombieland, so
Eisenberg and Sarah were fucking battling out for who would like occupy that niche
What,
Yeah.
of least likable.
of just
Like
like the
nerd guy?
awkward leading man guy.
well, and then Eisenberg got the Zuckerberg role. So,
Yeah.
which I still haven't watched Social Network.
I haven't.
Is it worth it?
I saw it in real life. It's fine. Like
I actually
don't need to see a
watched. I watched.
fictionalized
I watched
version.
that I watched that fairly recently, and it's actually really good. Like the Trent Reznor soundtrack is
Yeah.
really good. And
The thing is, Michael Cera should have played Lex Luthor, and then that would be the real Snyder cut.
we have the Snyder Cut like coming out.
I think it's already out. It's on
No.
like HBO Max, right?
So whenever Donald Glover, like this is like before they did the Tom Holland Spider-Man, but whenever people are saying like rumors like we should make Donald Glover be the next Spider-Man,
Yeah, the
you had like
Miles
this
Morales.
one. There was some racist guy who was like, "Well, what are we gonna do then? We're gonna make Michael Cera the next Shaft."
I would watch the shit out of a Michael.
I know,
Cera
and I think this was
Shaft
I think this was
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle referenced this in like one of his
Mm.
specials, and Dave Chappelle was like, I think I don't remember who it was, a black comedian, who had a you know what? It might have been Donald Glover.
They all look the same to you.
No. It was just around, you know, like it was a Netflix special, and a black comedian did it about 5 or 6 years ago, and I can't remember.
John
a lot of
Mulvaney.
them that he's had. No,
His
Okay.
humor is quite dark.
John Mulaney.
No, it's not at all, actually.
I say John Mulaney's joke is telling you what the thing is.
Yeah. His joke is, I really love doing a lot of cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And heroin.
Oh, really? Uppers and downers.
Oh no, sorry. He went to rehab for coke and alcohol. Sorry,
Still up.
heroin's a big step. That sucks. Thought he was doing well. Snyder Cut is the 18th. So by the time we record again, we will have all seen it, correct?
It's gonna be on HBO
on
Max.
HBO
I don't
Max.
have that. I guess I could get the
It's also on this
Whatever.
one called thepiratebay.org.
piratebay.co.lol or whatever.
Yar har
just-
Tweedledee.
It's just .org. I
But
feel
there's a lot of like mirrored sites that I've heard of and definitely never seen.
thepiratebay.se is one that you'll see. Not that I would ever go to.
Yeah,
such
I
a
know. I
website.
mean, I just
Onion
go there.
rings.
I just monitor it just to make sure like none of my music's on there. You know, I just check it every day to make sure.
Yeah, I also just monitor it to make sure none of Matt's music is
Yeah.
on there because we're awake
It's-
at different times.
I take the midnight to 3 a.m. shift.
So, I feel like this episode's going to be shorter than normal just because John
I
has
haven't-
to go.
I haven't
Play video
torrented anything in ages.
Because John
It's been a while
doesn't
for me.
prioritize the podcast.
I know.
No, I haven't. But the only things I ever end up like torrenting now are like British shows that are not available to be streamed in the US because they have their like player locked down and you need to be like in a UK IP address to watch them. And it's
Which
like,
is why this episode is sponsored by Something VPN.
Yeah.
Go to somethingvpn.org
VPN.
in the 80s.
All right. Stealthisshow.vpn.info.
This episode is sponsored by the Deep Web. Go to the Deep Web.
so
You
just
can get all
so I
kinds
love
of
the
stuff.
VPN thing though. Is just like people are like, just get a VPN. I'm like, well, okay, sure, but I don't want to do that. For one, for two, it's the same thing. You're still stealing it. Like the
Yeah.
whole reason it's region
Well-
locked is because they have financial deals to lock it to a certain region. So you're still pirating it, but it's just a different kind of pirating. It's like a pirate broadcast instead of a pirate like download, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But that's I
But
don't know.
just-
You can make a little bit more of like a claim of righteousness with VPN because like
Yeah.
it's stupid to try and geolock anything on the
I
internet.
know.
And to
I
use
feel-
to use IP addresses as an analog for location is also dumb.
There's a service on the internet. It's called Hehe Streams, and what it is, it's like you want to watch every NBA game. Pay $100 to Hehe Streams. You get it all in 4K, and that's it. That's like it's not affiliated with the NBA. It's just a guy who's got like streams of every single game who put together a website with like no paper trail on any of his anything that he has. And it turns out that when there's no paper trail and it's on the internet, you literally can't like figure out where the hell it came from because like it's the internet. It's not a region thing. You know, it's not like it's like you can go to bbc.co.uk and not be in the UK. It's just like that.
Well, yeah, I several years ago I did like a VPN in Britain or something to get access to all of their like ITV app stuff, just because I was really into British like TV at the time.
Yeah, like that's the thing is I've been trying to watch like these British TV shows that like, okay, I want to pay you for this. You're not allowing me to like pay you money. What the fuck? Why am I the asshole? I would pay you, you know, 15 or 20 bucks for this entire like series, you know, like to download. Why can't I buy it? You can buy it on Amazon UK, but you can't buy it on Amazon here. It's like so stupid. But now there's like 800 streaming services, so
there's also anyway, the sports thing is kind of the sports stream, he streams. It reminds me of like the way that sports streaming works in the US is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. If you live in Wisconsin and you want to watch the Milwaukee Bucks play, and you go to the NBA and say, "Hi NBA, I would love to pay you money to watch my team." They're like, "Well, how about you pay us money to watch every other team, because the team you're closest to and are most likely a fan of is in your blackout region," which means that you can't watch it with our streaming thing. But it's only $200 a year, and it's like, NBA, fuck off. The same thing is true of MLB, NHL, NFL, everything. Everything is like that in sports. So like, what's stupid is this site he streams is just like $100 a year, and if the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, whatever wanted to just like completely destroy that website, all they'd have to do is say, "Hey, no blackouts on streaming," and just pay us $100. Yep. You could even charge fucking more, like, because like this he streams thing. There's people who just like don't buy it because they don't want this guy to get shut down and not be able to get their like $100 back from the person. Whereas if I paid the NFL $125 to have the exact same access that that guy's streaming service that he built for himself has, you know, that site would get shut down so quick.
That's how ridiculously stupid the like the rights for like sports are, is that you have a guy just create his own streaming service, like third party person who's not related or affiliated with the NBA at all, makes his own streaming service and sells it, and probably makes a living or close to off of this, because they won't do it because for some stupid reason they have deals with channels like Fox Sports North or, you know, whatever Fox Sports
Midwest
region you're in gets like licensed to air, you know, the games of certain teams every time. And it's stupid because Fox Sports used to be on like YouTube TV and Hulu TV, and now they're not because they had a pricing deal problem.
I believe that Sinclair Broadcasting purchased most of the stations that show Fox Sports because Disney was bought Fox, but the antitrust decided that they couldn't buy Fox Sport or North, like the Fox Sports regional networks, because they already own ESPN. So they said, all right, well, we don't want that. And then 20th Century Fox Corporate, whatever the Fox that still exists, that isn't, you know, that like, because there's still a Fox like that does Fox News and stuff.
Yeah, correct. When Disney bought Fox, they bought like not the networks, the entertainment, like the studios
stuff.
Yeah,
the studios and the IP, but all of the like Fox channels are owned by, you know, local affiliates, so they're still a thing.
And I believe all of the Fox Sports regional networks most of them were bought by Sinclair. Sinclair is also like where you get the extremely far right news, local channels and shit too. So they were like, no, we're just gonna not do that because fuck you, I guess. and they're like, "Oh, we ask less money than ESPN does," and it's like, yeah, but everyone watches ESPN.
It's true. I mean, like ESPN is universal. I mean, I don't know. It's so stupid. Like the future of sports is definitely I pay directly the NBA to like. It's just like why wouldn't they have? I'm going to pay the NBA directly just to get every game live of the team I want. But they don't have that. You know, you have to have a weird cable. You literally basically at this point have to have a cable or satellite subscription to watch NBA games in your region, unless you use a VPN to spoof where your IP address is, so you're not in the blackout region. But
which is
illegal.
It's same amount of illegal as doing that hee streams.
Correct. And that's actually, they actually specifically talk about if you are caught using a VPN, we will terminate your account and you will not be refunded. Like they're very like clear about it because they know like that's the way to get around it. It's just so stupid. Fucking unlock your content, you fucking assholes.
Speaking of streaming services and content,
Peacock.
Cockpee.
Wait, Paramount Plus.
Paramount Peacock.
All the best ones.
So many streaming services.
I know.
Why?
And they all have 2 or 3 shows that you want. So now we're screwed.
But they only have 2 or 3 shows that you want.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I
It
just
was almost
watch
like
Marvel
when there was-
and Star Wars now, so I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I haven't finished watching the Marvels yet.
Honestly, like most of the streaming services have either been purchased by Disney, like Hulu, or I don't care about them enough anymore. Like for example, HBO Max, I'm probably going to keep. Amazon Prime, I would cancel it if I didn't use Amazon Prime for the shipping stuff. Like, if it was a like take this much money off your Amazon Prime every year to not have Amazon Prime, I would fucking abandon Amazon Prime and just pirate episodes of The Boys when they came out.
But how are you gonna watch the movie The Running Man?
Yeah, Amazon
Without
Prime
it?
doesn't have shit. Amazon Prime doesn't have shit. Paramount Plus doesn't have shit. I mean, it's got like the new Star Treks, and the first season of Picard was alright, and like the first 2 seasons of Discovery were bad, and then the third one was alright. But like, I can pirate those. Like, I don't give a shit. Then you've got like ESPN Plus, which is one that I have because it costs me literally 99 cents a month. Because I already pay for Hulu and Disney Plus, and Disney owns ESPN Plus, so like I've got that one. I don't know who's paying for Stars streaming. There's so
people
many,
that get
and
it
I
as
can't-
like a $2 Amazon add-on.
Or someone who got it
Anyway.
like with a cable package deal.
Yeah. Anyway, like, so the only thing I can think of, like, as far as like streaming services that are really doing a good job of competing for my business right now is like Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus. Apple TV Plus is like, I know that there's one good show on it, but I ain't gonna buy a fucking streaming service for one good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I forget Apple streaming stuff exists most of the time.
Something like 80% of the people who have it just have free subscriptions. Like,
yeah.
like
What's the
You're
good show on
trying-
Apple TV Plus?
it's like a football coach who went to the UK to be a soccer coach.
Oh, the one that won the Golden Globe, Ted
like
Lasso. The
Ted
one
Lasso,
with
yeah.
yeah. I'd watch that. But then they put out that fucking Tom Holland movie called Cherry, where he's like a junkie.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it was not great. It's you know what it is, and this is exactly what it sounded like, and somehow who would have thought, but it is like someone with the nuance of a Marvel movie tried to tackle like PTSD and drug use,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really by the numbers, I guess, and it's
Well,
almost like
so
the directors of this were the people that directed Tom Holland in the Avengers movies. They're like, you know what? Let's make Spider-Man a junkie. and it's like I don't know. Like I heard he's pretty good in it, but like the overall
Yeah.
the movie is just kind of like
Well, the thing
not
about Tom
really-
Holland is that Tom Holland is a stage actor. Like he
Mhm.
was in theater before he became a film actor.
I think the problem I have with this movie, not even seeing it, like whatever. I'm sure it's fine. I like Tom Holland as an actor. He's and whatever. The Marvel movies are good, but who needs the
Marvel
story?
movies are the only good
Yeah,
movies.
so
Every
John
other
always
movie is
says that
bad.
they're the
Who
best
needs
movies.
Who needs the story of a young white guy getting addicted to heroin? The story. I've never seen that before. It's very novel. No one's seen this.
And he
before.
doesn't even play grunge music. Come on.
I know. Like it's just I don't know. I'm sure it's okay. Whatever. They had the Ultimate Dad movie Greyhound, which was supposed to come out in theaters. The Tom Hanks submarine movie.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to think of stuff that they have here. They had that morning show
Yeah.
with where Steve Carell like felt up a lady or something.
Do you guys remember when we all collectively hallucinated Quibi?
Yeah. I remember that week.
Do you guys remember when we all collectively sang
Imagine.
Imagine?
And we
The 1 year
solved it.
anniversary of that was like a week ago.
Oh man.
Oh God.
I still haven't listened to it, and I'm glad I
There
did.
is not a lot on here. The thing that I do want to watch on Apple TV Plus is that Mythic Quest show. Like, I'd watch that.
Oh yeah,
I heard
yeah.
that-
That's the
I heard that
Always
was
Sunny
good.
guy, right?
Yeah,
I'm
we're-
on tomsguide.com, and there is an article called "The Best Streaming Services in 2021." The first one
Okay.
is Netflix. I kind of don't know if I agree with that
Mhm.
anymore. Like Netflix is still, I think Netflix is on the top of the list because it's ubiquitous. Like at this point, who hasn't at least subscribed to Netflix for a little while? But like, I feel like they have less and less exclusive shows that I give a shit about.
That's
Or
true.
They do that shit where they do 2 seasons and then they cancel it, and then they do a new show that's kind of like it but not really, and then 2 seasons and then cancel it, and then they do that because it like allows them to capitalize on people's interest in a new thing, and then be like really sad that it went away, but then give you like a little something else that's kind of like it to keep you going. Second place on
Netflix-
here. Go ahead.
Netflix is really good because it has a lot of like really popular long running series on here. Like Grey's Anatomy is all on here. They have Gilmore Girls. A lot of the Nickelodeon shows are on here. Lots of anime, like Full Metal Alchemist is on here. They actually have a lot of like some of their original anime is really good. They have Avatar, Korra. They
Yeah.
have a lot of like real like basic. I don't know how to describe. Just like your real like
Basic
good
bitch.
stuff.
Since
like
Paramount Plus,
if you just need something to put on TV,
Breaking Bad, Walking Dead. It's like all of the like the hits of TV
Mhm.
of like the past like 20 years. Narcos, that show, which I've never seen but I've heard is good. I don't know. There's just a lot of animes too, actually, that are really good. They have a couple of original animes that are very good as well. That Riverdale show, which sounds insane, but I've never seen. House of Cards, all of the Arrested Development. Like I don't know, they're just like all those shows that you liked and watched on TV like 10 years ago. They have those.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not like I agree though. Like it's definitely every time I'm on Netflix, I'm like, it's not on there because The Office not on Netflix. Mad Men's not on Netflix anymore. Like they're losing like some big shows that I actually.
But you can
like.
watch like a shitload of Adam Sandler movies. Like,
they keep
specifically the new
greenlighting like
ones.
shitty Adam Sandler movies. Oh, they have a lot of the Star Treks are on Netflix still. All of Supernatural. There's a lot on here.
Oh
They
yeah.
have a lot on here. Well, sorry, what's the next one on the list?
HBO Max.
That's
Um,
HBO Max is amazing.
Yeah.
HBO Max is good because it's HBO and
And a bunch of extra
original.
stuff. Cartoon Network stuff, Adult Swim
yeah.
stuff, like it's so good.
Mhm.
If you like DC shit, like
A lot of the movies, a lot of the animated DC movies that are really good around
Yeah.
there.
Basically
DC
everything
movies
from
are
DC
awesome.
Universe moved over to HBO now.
Yeah, DC Universe will die soon, which sucks because I accidentally forgot to cancel my subscription, so I have another year of DC Universe, even though like I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I scroll through some comics every now and then, but for different reasons, but similarly to a previous podcast host of this podcast, I don't like DC Comics very much.
Yeah,
My
because
reasons aren't
too many,
to do with it.
too much social justice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you're
my,
right.
my
Too much
reasons are
social
different than that.
justice happening.
But HBO Max is good because like you get the movies. I mean, not right now because movies didn't come out last year because of the pandemic. But you get movies that like you didn't want to go to the theater to see because they probably weren't worth it. But they'll
You can
come to
watch
HBO.
Wonder Woman 84.
Oh God, that's not great. Wonder Woman 84 isn't, but Doom Patrol is one of my favorite shows of all time, and it's on HBO Max.
So actually, one of my favorite things about HBO Max, and maybe to the detriment of my wife when we pick movies.
My wife.
My wife.
Lauren, who you heard earlier, drinks some Mountain Dew. When we pick movies, we each take turns picking movies, and a lot of times I pick older movies or foreign films. And boy, does HBO Max have a lot of foreign films because they have, they have like a TCM partnership, or they own the network TCM.
Oh,
So
really?
they have a lot of classic movies, Casablanca. We watch Singing in the Rain on there, which is really good. They just have a lot of movies and that's the thing that really bugs me about a lot of streaming services like Netflix and other stuff, is they really only have movies from like the past like 20 years. Like this, like older movies aren't on streaming services because they aren't
They're
like
bad,
popular enough. That's not true. We watched Bonnie and Clyde, which was my pick a while ago, the 60s movie with what's his name? Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, who famously gave the Oscar to not Moonlight, and they gave it to La La Land, and then it was a mistake. That was them,
Yeah.
but they starred in that movie, and it's really, really fucking good. Just a classic.
Yeah,
The reason.
AT&T does own Turner Classic Movies.
And
Yeah,
you can just stream those on. You can stream a lot of that stuff on TCM.com, I believe.
Sure.
For free.
They have a lot. Yeah, that's great too. Like being able to watch those old films is just so, and like having the access is just so good. But they have a lot of like Kurosawa films. They have a lot of Criterion Collection movies on there, which is just awesome. Because one of the awesome things, like maybe 5 years ago about Hulu, was that it had access to all the Criterion Collection film streaming, which was like such an amazing thing. And then I think Criterion Collection made their own streaming service, which is like, okay, like, all right, like, do your own thing, I guess. But yeah. What's the next on the list? I love HBO Max though.
Next on the list is Disney Plus.
It's hard to argue with.
I don't get it. Like, I wish that there was more keeping me on Disney Plus, but they just don't have enough original stuff, I guess. Like,
Well,
right now they have like Mandalorian, like, sure,
Yeah.
that's great. It's amazing. The thing is, they don't have a very deep bench of content outside of like the Marvel and Disney stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
like
I
it.
did just watch 12 seasons of The Simpsons using Disney Plus.
There's
That's a good point. They do have The
There's-
Simpsons.
they've
on
also
there.
got National Geographic. So if you want to watch
That's true.
some sweet nature shit.
But the thing is that I think that they don't have like a wide variety of content, but of the content they have really good stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you want Marvel, you want Simpsons, you want all this stuff, they have all of it.
They'll have
Star
a lot more
Wars,
stuff after
like
they
the
finish
Star
putting those
Wars.
disclaimers on the front of everything.
That's true. They
It's a time-consuming process.
bring back Song of the South.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God.
Why is that not available streaming?
I have a feeling editor John is going to erase that comment from John.
I'm not gonna
In the future.
erase that. Come on.
All right,
No,
well,
you know
Matt,
John
whenever-
doesn't erase shit.
Matt,
John-
strip out
Yeah,
that
like
clip
I'm
so
gonna
we
go
can
to the
have-
effort of paging through this
John
entire
spent the
podcast.
last
Strip
couple
out
of
that
weeks
clip
just
so we can
reading
do-
Green Eggs and Ham over and over again.
Sure,
He's totally
sure, remove-
anti-removing stuff.
sarcastically suggesting that Song of the South.
Make
is
sure
released.
you get that clip of him saying "Bring back Song of the South" on your soundboard,
You should do that, yeah.
so that anytime John pauses in his sentence, you can hit it and make it seem like he segued right into it.
The thing that's interesting is like, why is Song of the South more racist than shit like Dumbo? That's on there.
I don't know. I've never seen Song
I
of the
think
South.
specifically,
I don't know
because-
anything about Song of the South. I've never seen it, or
so
like even
Song of
like,
the South.
no
takes-
band.
Song of the South
It's
takes
like
place.
during slavery, right?
No, but that's the problem, is that it doesn't say when. Like, it was written to take place in Reconstruction, but it doesn't actually in the movie say when it takes place. So it's very easy to make the to miss the distinction that it's in Reconstruction and not during slave era times, because technology was not wildly different from 1866 and 1855. It was pretty much the exact same stuff out there. And so it because they don't go to a whole lot of details. Excuse me, explaining that it's in Reconstruction era. It just seems like this show about this slave who loves being a slave.
It's just really interesting because like when you think about it, that the movie, the main character is an African American actor, and he won an Oscar, I believe, for his portrayal. It's like it's so crazy because it's based off of the time. Probably very racist, stuff, because I guess I don't know who wrote the Uncle Remus's stories, which is what I think a lot of the stories are based off of. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it was a white man, that's kind of like, all right, that's not great. But if it was, I don't really know. Yeah, it could. Okay, the person who compiled the African American folk tales was Joel Chandler Harris. So I gotta imagine that probably isn't so great, but it's really interesting when you think about it, because like it's just so bad. Like this movie could be made now in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just that because it was made in 1944 when it was like originally like started being produced, there's no way it could have been good. Like,
they did make that movie. It's called The Green Book.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the same thing here. We're looking at development here. Disney was going to have the screenplay written by the animators, but sought professional writers. They hired Southern writer Dalton Raymond to write the screenplay. He met frequently with King Wallace Vidor, who's an American film director whose fucking name was King, who's trying to get to direct the live action. Dalton Raymond, I can't imagine that's probably a white guy. Disney then hired African-American performer and writer Clarence Muse to be consulted on the screenplay, but he quit when Raymond ignored his suggestions to portray African-American characters in a way you would perceive to be as dignified and more than Southern stereotypes. Yeah, so it's like kind of like us white Disney folks are going to tell you how black folks are going to act and be in our movie. And we'll hire a black guy, but we'll fire him because he's saying stuff that we don't want the movie to be. Like, ugh, that sucks. And of course, Disney said he attacked the film because they didn't choose him to play the part of the main character, which he wanted to do. Anyway, and then the NAACP refused or were denied requests to see a treatment of the film. So they wanted to see the movie before it came out, but then they said, no, we're not going to let you.
Yeah, so a lot of suspect stuff in there.
Yeah. Lots of process problems.
Let's segue into. Let's segue.
Well, I just never knew why it's bad, because I just know that it's like the Disney movie that you cannot watch. Because
you can watch it. It's come out in other regions. They just don't release it in America.
Well, I was about to say it's in VHS, and it's actually like got the song Zippity Doo Dah, which is like one of a very iconic movie musical song that I think it won an Academy Award as well. So it's just like got parts, and the fucking Disney theme park has a ride based on the Song of the South. The Splash Mountain is Song of the South theme.
Yeah, probably not for super long though.
Well, it's been that way since like the 70s. I don't know. Like
they replaced the character in Splash Mountain that was meant to be the black guy from Song of the South with a frog, I believe.
Anyway, I just think it's so crazy. Like, oh, Disney likes to whitewash their past.
when you I guess when you see pictures of Walt Disney around Disney Park and like the hotels and stuff, he's always got like this weird hand gesture because they photoshopped all of his cigarettes. So
really?
Like, yeah.
Oh my god, that shit bothers me so much. And like, I think we could talk a little about the controversy of the fucking books, the Dr. Seuss like books not being published anymore for having racist
Yeah,
portrayals in them. And like to me, that's fine. Like, you know, a publisher's allowed to do whatever they want with their material. Like
there
you
are
know, they
publishers
don't-
that just stop publishing because it costs money to publish.
yeah,
To
why
do
would I put out a
Yeah,
book that nobody
like-
reads anyway?
Nobody's gonna buy like his shitty World War II propaganda and stuff.
I guess the thing about it that bothers me is the same shit that bothers me about Disney, is that you have these giant mega corporations. They're like, we're going to whitewash our past. Don't remember the fact that Disney used to be super racist. Like
Yeah.
it's like you don't get those free passes, you assholes. You know, you were bad in the past.
I think it's
Like-
kind of a double-edged sword in the sense that they're doing it for PR purposes. But Also,
Exactly. They
there is
shouldn't
a
get the
very-
free PR.
no,
this.
but there is also the other side of the blade, which is that said in jest is repeated in earnest, except for in this case, it's not necessarily jest. It's just, hey, Walt Disney was a racist. That means I want to be just like Walt Disney, and I'm going to get validated by all the racist stuff he did. So it's also like they're getting PR from it, but it's probably doing some amount of damage control in the process.
I suppose. Like I think
Because I
people
can
should be
tell you
able to-
right now for certain in Missouri, there are people who sing zippity doo dah and say the N word in the same sentence. Like, and they're not saying, oh, they're just saying that. It's like, no, they're saying we should hang these N words zippity doo dah style.
Yeah.
Like, they're
Really?
being legit super fucking, yes, they're being legit super fucking racist. And like,
yeah, I
using
don't
this
live in the
stuff-
South, so we just don't get exposed to that, I guess, up here.
So,
but
so like, I mean,
I mean, we don't have any black people up here. So.
Yeah, we do. We got. 4 or 5.
I mean, it's just funny that like
I'll tell you,
it's just
we have,
so- like,
we have a
come
lot more
from-
diversity here than we did like in the 90s when I was growing up in small town
That's
Wisconsin.
very true. Wisconsin has gotten a lot more diverse, but like thinking about living in these like northern states, it's like, you know, we can say, oh, you know, all I can't believe the South is like this, but it's because they have like people that like it's just I don't know how to describe this. It's just like we don't have that problem because our state is so segregated, like that there just
That is
isn't
true.
like this conflict that exists in other states.
Even just within
Because
Madison, it's really like
it's
weirdly
ridiculous
divided.
how segregated. I mean, Milwaukee is the most segregated city in the country.
Mhm.
Like, it's
technically,
are you going to say St. Louis?
Missouri doesn't have this problem because the segregation in St. Louis, the black people live in Illinois.
Yeah.
So that's
So-
technically another state.
Yeah.
really.
So it's just like it's just kind of crazy when you think about it because like we just don't, and I don't get to see that, and so maybe I'm coming from that situation. But my thought is, I'm like a preservationist. The media, I like history, I like preservation. Put those. I said this. Put those Dr. Seuss books in a lockbox in the Library of Congress and stop publishing them.
Oh
Like
yeah.
kids don't need to read that shit. Like
I'm
it's
sure
just
they're
fine.
already in like the Smithsonian or something.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
mean whatever.
it's
it's
like
just-
the same thing with the Confederate statues when people are like, we have to preserve history. Well, yeah, sure, but like preserve it in a museum.
someone took a
with-
picture of it. Tear it down. Like,
preserve it in
we
like
don't
a
need it.
museum where in a museum you can have context and like historians like
Exactly.
telling you more about it.
I've had exactly one conversation with someone who was like pro Confederate statue. And it was with my mother,
Oh, jeez.
where I changed their mind a little bit.
Okay.
And because my mom's like, they're just trying to tear down all the history. They're just trying to tear down all the history and make it like it never happened. I'm like, Mother, the South was poor. They didn't build statues. Those statues were built in the 20s during Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Like,
by
they were not-
basically
They were not
Klan
built by the
funded,
Confederacy
like,
during
things,
the
like-
Confederacy's reign and like
Yeah.
monuments to the fact that they were there. They were built by like the Daughters of the Confederacy
Yeah.
organization, which is
These
a
were-
KKK affiliated like extremist hate group.
yeah. I mean, they were literally built by white people to scare off black people.
Yeah, it's
Like
weird
this
how,
is
like,
our territory.
a lot
You know,
of that popped
we're
up
the
in Jim
we're the
Crow.
Confederacy.
A lot more also started popping up in the 60s for some reason. Everybody wanted to remember the Confederacy in the 60s.
Hmm.
Weird.
And for some reason, right now, it's really important to save these statues and to not rename military bases.
Yeah.
It's just fucking stupid. Like and it's not like history books will exist. History is not being forgotten because a statue gets torn down. Like
I mean, it's indicative of the fact that they want to remember the Confederacy, but they will prickle at the thought of putting the Tulsa bombings in history books because, like, oh no, that's too violent. That's too violent. Put the Civil War in; it was just states' rights. We should probably talk about the Legend Corps, though.
Yeah,
And
you say
segue
states.
of the night.
You say states' rights, and yet South Carolina's Articles of Secession specifically mentioned the destruction of our legacy of slavery cannot be allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was about states' right, but mostly it was about their state's right to own people and make them do work.
I mean, could you just imagine being in Germany and being like, why are they tearing down the Hitler statues?
Don't tear down that swastika.
There's a
it's
reason
an
why.
Indian symbol.
But specifically, what about these Hitler statues that were built in the 90s by those guys that didn't have hair?
It's just so this is so stupid. Why would you argue this? I understand it would be, book burning is terrible, but I don't think the Dr. Seuss thing is the same thing. That's a publisher saying, I don't want to publish this anymore.
Yeah.
But and that's what some fucking someone like Ben Shapiro will put on a really specious and terrible argument.
Well, and the bad faith they'll fight this, quote unquote, fight this by reading Green Eggs and Ham. Nobody's asking to ban Green Eggs and Ham, so it's like you're entering this with bad faith
books.
In general.
Green Eggs and Ham is about peer pressure.
Yeah. And about
Green Eggs and Ham is about the Confederacy.
Green Eggs and Ham is about teaching kids a set of words that Dr. Seuss made a bet that
Green Eggs and Ham is about annoying the shit out of your parents.
Here's my favorite big brain thing about this, though. We really hate this thing this publisher did. Let's punish them by buying all of the remaining stock of their product that we're pissed off about.
This is the buying Nikes to burn them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or
it's we're gonna protest this company not publishing this book anymore by buying all the remaining reserves of this product and then additional products of theirs, like the Green Eggs and Ham book, which is not being discontinued. It's okay.
It was didn't people smash a bunch of Keurigs a few years ago and stuff?
Yeah. I remember that. I'm gonna smash my Keurig and then buy another one because my wife's mad because she can't make coffee in the morning. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, anyway, we do have to switch gears here because I just realized it's rapidly approaching. John has to go kill some dragons in Naxxramas time.
Yep, we got to talk about our horny Korra.
We got to talk about horny Korra.
Yeah, that was last season.
I was about to say there's no horny. Now there's some horniness in this season that's not Korra related.
No, I'm gonna say
that's me being horny for Kuvira.
Fair.
Kuvira, as referenced in a really weird scene in the season finale of season 3.
I know
where she's just like, I want to go with you, and then for some reason they close up on her face, and Beifong's like, "No, Kuvira."
Yes, it was episode 12.
This person has never been called by a name before. Why did you do that?
Yeah, it's it's like they're going to be
a very not subtle way to do that. But okay, go on.
Yeah,
but no, I do have to say though, we get this first episode which almost has no Korra. We'll get to the first episode.
That's true.
But then we end with the episode. And we get short hair Korra, which I'm gonna say, yes, I am all for short hair Korra.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she gets a new. I mean, you know what? When you need to transform your life and make a huge change, you gotta get that sweet new haircut.
Also, you could just do one cut with a knife, and it'll be like a perfect.
That's how it works for sure.
It's what they did in Final Fantasy IX. It's what they did in Mulan.
Yeah, Mulan did it as well. You're right.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's been 3 years later. It's the thing, and you see Mako is assigned to bodyguard Prince Wu, who is
a fucking twink, and regardless of how they make him hit on girls, he is a goddamn twink. Okay. That's all he is.
Yeah. And you see, the Earth Kingdom's having a lot of problems with bandits and just ruining people, and you see Opal and Kai. So it's the Airbenders are kind of flying around the Earth Kingdom trying to help citizens from the bandits.
They're it's like a legion of Batman. They just fly in, stop the.
And I wanted to mention the governor of the village that you see in the first one is voiced by Robert Morse, which is why did they get him in to do a voice of one random one-off character and then leave. Like you have this.
Who's
like,
Robert Morse?
Well, he was Burt Cooper in Mad Men, but he's a Broadway actor mostly, and he was famous in the movie How to Succeed at Business Without Trying.
Okay.
He was a movie actor in like the 60s. 70s.
Got it.
And so it's just interesting they get him. I mean, he's got a good voice, to play like an
Yeah.
old man, but like it's just interesting.
Well, it looks like
I
he
guess.
did a lot of Teen Titans and stuff, so he's been doing.
Okay, so maybe he was
stuff.
doing voice acting then.
Yeah.
And they just got him in. So basically, yeah, the bandits, they're like trying to help out, but then the bandits fucking best them anyway. And then you see the fucking sex train. I'm sorry, Kuvira's train, which is just it's got Bolin is joined Kuvira and Varric and Julie and who's the name of Kuvira's fiance? Who's
Oh,
the
I
guy?
don't know.
He's what? The
John.
son?
Something or other Beifong. John
He's
Beifong. John
he's
Ro
the
Beifong.
son of Beifong.
Oh yeah,
He's-
Glasses Beifong, Four Eyes Beifong.
Yeah, he's just a guy. Anyway,
Is that the artist Beifong guy?
no, it's the
No.
other one.
Oh, okay.
And he's like,
Yeah, it's not emo Beifong. It's Nerd
No.
Beifong.
it's
I
the
love
nerd-
emo Beifong.
Yeah, he's gamer Beifong. He couldn't measure up to
Oh,
his
no.
dad's shit, so now he's tearing everything down.
Wait, now that I think about this,
Fortnite.
do her kids have her last name or have her husband's last name?
Who is her husband?
Who's
He was
that?
there. He
Yeah.
was like an engineer in Metal City.
I think it's like a Prince Philip thing where it's like she's the royalty and he's just kind of there.
It just reminds me a lot of like one of the worst tropes and shit is when you have like I call it dead parent syndrome, when like every character has like one dead parent because they can't show two parents, and it's just easier to give a character instant pathos by having them have a dead parent, and it's so common in fucking tropes. Like there's
Yep.
always
Yeah.
like a single.
Well,
mom or
that's
single
like
dad.
Disney's whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't see that in Korra actually, because Korra has two parents,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all Airbender kids have two parents that are nice. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
So if
actually.
you don't,
But no one has three.
who?
What?
But no one has three parents.
Yeah, a thruple.
Well, not necessarily. Divorced, remarried. There's lots of things.
Oh, the two the police chief Beifong and her sister only have one parent. There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
the dad's running the
because-
picture.
That's because
Because Toph was whoring
Because
around.
Tub likes to fuck.
Yeah. well, she just didn't give a shit about your
That's true.
norms of relationships or whatever. She was just gonna fuck around, because that's the way Toph is.
Mhm.
And,
Also a
and then she
cop.
found out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toph fucked around and found out.
It's true.
That's how babies are made.
So what else happens in this episode? So anyway, like the airbenders obviously can't handle the bandits, and so Kuvira rolls up on her fucking train and is like, join the Kuvira party and we'll take care of you.
So here's what I think actually happened, because earlier in the episode, Kuvira took down a whole bunch of bandits that were blocking her train, and like she fucked them up. And it's you follow me, or you'll see what happens when the next train comes through.
Yeah.
I think she then encouraged the bandits that then took the food that Kai and Opal were getting. How else would they get a freaking biplane?
Exactly.
To follow them.
So you see this happen to Kai and Opal is like they're trying to help the people of the town who is like all robbed by bandits, and they go out and find a bunch of farmers, and they have them donate some grain so they can bring it to the people so the people don't starve. And then as they're bringing the grain back, a fucking biplane shows up with a guy with like a fucking hook gun. These are not fucking like bandits. These are like well-armed. Yeah, anyway. So Kuvira's like, all right, we'll support you. We know you're being hurted by bandits, but you have to swear allegiance to me. And so like the Earth Kingdom is like a bunch of states, like all with their own governorships, kind of led by the Earth King or former Earth Queen, now soon to be Earth King when he's coronated. And Kuvira is just like the leader of the reunite, like the bringing the country back together before the new king takes. I want to say like reunition, but that's not a term that exists.
Unification.
Unification. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah,
and
she's
everyone's like, okay, so you're gonna bring the country together, and then after you're done with that, you're just gonna like hand it over to the king, right? And she's like, yep, totally cool. Yep.
To help you reunify the country, you're just gonna give it all over to the Earth King. And she's like, yeah, of course. All right, sounds good. We can trust her. So that I think that's like the first episode. You just see that Varric and Bolin are with Kuvira, and you see that the people, or at least the governor, is like, I do not want to submit to this. This is like extortion, basically, because you have the aid we need, but you refuse to give it to us until we submit to you. But then he sees his people are like literally starving, and he's like, well, I guess we have to submit to you.
Yeah.
And so he does.
And then at the end, you see that Korra has become Wolverine, and she's just underground doing cage matches.
I was going to say, Korra's doing MMA fighting now. At this point. So it's like she's now got a short haircut. She's MMA fighting. She's working out her issues by punching people. But she gets, and then the next episode, she get her ass kicked in the first episode or the second?
She get in the first one. Yep.
Well, the same scene is in the first and second episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see her fighting. Oh yeah, and it says losing cage matches. And you can tell that she isn't calling herself the Avatar. Like she's trying to pretend to not be her. And then now it's like, okay, here's what happened with Korra. Katara gave her some health recovery. She's able to walk. She goes through her fucking physical therapy, like all that shit. But then she lies to her parents after. So like the whole thing is like she gets better basically and has a hard time.
Yeah, and you kind of see her like attitude change from this will be like maybe I'll be gone a couple weeks and I'll be right back, and then it turns out to be a lot more difficult, and she kind of just like
a year later, like taking forever.
Well, she keeps having flashbacks to she keeps having flashbacks to the Zahir stuff, and she's
it's like having PTSD basically.
Yep, and she's hallucinating Avatar form because she can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's like haunting her because she's unable to tap into Avatar state. And so by the time I think she gets good enough to where she can like walk and do her bending and all this stuff, and she says, "All right, well, I'm going to be going back to Republic City." Whatever. She writes back to Asami only out of all the people because I think she says I can talk to you. Versus the other people. Which may come into context later in the season, but
wink, wink.
It's just really cool. She's just like, I'm not able to be the Avatar, so I'm just gonna like fucking go off on my own and find myself. And she tells her family, I'm gonna go to Republic City, and she goes there and sees like Aang's statue, and she's like, I can't. I'm not the Avatar yet, and leaves. And then she gets her picture taken by a guy who sells fish balls or whatever.
I think I was on the way. I don't think that was actually in Republic City.
Anyway, I just like the idea that they get to see the photo of Aang in his shop of Aang like fucking around, an adult Aang like fucking around with the airbending. And he's like,
the freaking Marvels. Look at this.
And take a photo. And the photo of her is just like cringing basically, which is pretty funny. But basically the whole episode, you just kind of see her getting that, and then she heads to the Banyan swamps.
Yeah,
because a spirit,
a little puppy dog, she follows it, and then it turns into a spirit.
And she's like, "Why'd you trick me?" And it's like, "Would you have followed me if I was a spirit?" And she's like, "Oh yeah,
it's one of the spirits she met when she was in the Tree of Time."
Because she
in the spirit world.
Spirit world to try and reconnect with the Avatar state, and she can't. She's just having lots of trouble.
Happens to a lot of people.
And she hallucinates that she's drowning. She like fights the Avatar spirit of herself and gets sucked into the dirt. And then you see her regain consciousness in a home a swamp home in the swamps of the Dagobah system.
Oh god damn it! Yeah, I was thinking this. I was thinking the whole thing. This is a Yoda story.
So much a story. You could. I wonder if the people that showrun this want to do Star Wars thing. Maybe, who knows? But yeah. So they cut to. I mean, they don't cut to that right away, but you kind of see Wu's coronation getting all set up. Basically, he's kind of a dickbag.
Yeah.
You know, he's like obvious stereotype rich guy who got all of his power by being,
Born into
royal
it.
family, basically.
He's also a twink.
And yeah, Mako hates twinks. He's much more of an otter guy, you know. Wolves. He's into wolves, not twinks. You know, it's just him.
Bears probably.
Bears.
Yeah, or bears. You know, he likes bears. I mean, we all know that Bolin is a bear.
Yeah.
Or a future.
And in my Korra incest / fic, you know, there's a lot there
God.
that we can dive into some other time. But yeah.
So anyway, no, they are actually brothers, aren't they?
Yeah.
I was like, I thought maybe they were brothers because they were both orphans, but no, they were actually both brothers.
They're brothers. Yep.
So there's a lot of stories where I've been playing the Yakuza games, and there's brothers, but they were
Yes.
just orphans that grew up together, and they call them. No, so basically, Wu's coronation. He's going to have the dance with the Badger Moles, a 6 hour coronation affair he wants to have, and it's kind of ridiculous. And he's kind of a funny guy, but they're like, I think the idea of the world leaders are like, this fucking stupid guy, better than having some other guy, you know, like the devil we do know versus the devil we don't, you know, like let's make him leader. And they force. You learn that Mako is going to have to be his bodyguard for life, basically.
Mhm.
He's being located to the Earth Kingdom.
Because he like saves him one time, and then he's like, "Oh, well, I can't go anywhere without you."
He's political leverage from the president of Republic City.
Pies thrown at him at one point. And he's like, I'm hit! He's covered in pie juice.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh my god, strawberry, yum!" And then he's like,
I'm allergic to
"I'm
strawberries.
allergic to strawberries." Like, you're allergic to bee stings. Oh yeah, I always get those two mixed up.
I just like that. Like, what would have happened if you weren't here? He's like, I would have been hit by pies. You would have been hit by a pie. Like, okay. Anyway, so then there's the coronation, and Kuvira's like, oh no, he gets his like coronation. He gives a decent speech. He's like, I'm the new Earth King, and I'll be, your leader that you need, and all this stuff. And he's like, but I couldn't have done it without Kuvira, who led all the, reclamation of the entire country. Let's have her come up for some more. And then she's just like, bitch, my country. Wow. Like right away. Like right there.
She had asked for the opportunity to speak, and he's like, well, we got like 5.5 hours left. Go right ahead.
Yeah,
but no, he gave her some medal. And then he's like,
gives her a medal of bravery or something.
And you know what? Screw this thing. Anyone who gets in my way, I will crush them. This is my country now.
Yeah.
It's your country. Use it when you need it. It's called J.G. Wentworth.
Okay.
It's 877 Avatar.
I like this. I like the. I'm just reading the Wikipedia description, and it's really good. At Wu's coronation in Republic City, Kuvira refuses to yield power to him, instead announcing she will consolidate the territories under her control into a new Earth Empire. This creates a rift between her and the other world leaders.
Yeah.
Rift, like a person declaring themselves the dictator of a new country. That's just a little rift. But what's his name? Bolin has a lot of obvious problems with this, and you see Bolin arguing with his girlfriend in the first episode, Opal, because he's like, well, we are helping people, and she's like, yeah, but only when they submit to you. That's not like freedom, and he's like, well, but their lives are so much better than they were, it's like trading for a dictator.
And I can't remember who says it exactly, but somebody's like, what do you think happens to those towns after you leave, Bolin? And he's just like, never thought about it.
Yeah. And it's just, and so it's just really interesting because Bolin is still going to stay with Kuvira because obviously, you haven't seen this, but he's probably spent the better part of the 3 years working with her, and you see him like in the previous one, like giving food to children and stuff, and like helping at all these like villages that were like destroyed by lawlessness. And he's like, we are doing a really good thing, because I think he's not really clued in at the higher levels, of what she was trying to do, and she's kind of playing him,
Yeah.
but and when you think about it, he's a good piece. He's a mover star,
We're sorry, yep.
and he's part of your thing, and so people like him.
And he's a perfect himbo too. He follows instructions, and he's
He really is a
nice
dumb
and
himbo.
likable.
He is a dumb himbo, but
Yeah.
I love him.
But him and Mako have a moment during, was that before the coronation, or was it after? I think it was right before,
Sure.
where Mako basically is like, I can't believe you're working for her, this, and that. And he's like, well, what's Wu gonna do? And you're like, I don't care about him. He can suck it for all that cares. Wu's listening to this whole thing, but he's still standing up for him. Not necessarily that that's the way to go for the Earth Kingdom or Earth Empire. I mean, I haven't watched these last.
He makes a really good
episodes.
point, and you kind of see Prince Wu like kind of understand his whole situation of like, there's a reason why nobody wants you and they want her, because you just sat around and didn't do anything for 3 years. Well,
Yep.
she actually, whether or not she did it the right way, she actually was helping people. And then you kind of see him say, "You're right. Like I did fuck up." And so you're like, okay, maybe he's not a complete asshole, and maybe we'll see more of that. There's a lot that happens in this third episode, because beyond the fact of creating a brand new empire with a dictator who's obviously, if I can criticize anything, this chick is so unbelievably evil from the first time you see her. I mean, she is just like sneering as she's owning people. She ties people to literally ties people to railroad tracks and says, "I'm going to leave you here to get run over by a train." Like, how more Snidely Whiplash can you get to her? Anyway. Of course, I don't think Bolin sees any of those things, basically, which is why he's not against it. But then you see, what I wanted to bring to is like why they accept this, and it's a political thing, because I think that all of the other leaders of the world were like, well, we want him to be the king, but now that someone else has taken it, we have to deal with them, because the Earth Kingdom is where our metal comes from,
Yeah.
basically.
Yep.
Well, and also she has a pretty large
Huge-
section of the Earth Kingdom behind her that actually do want her in charge.
Basically, they trusted her not to fucking do what she did, and she did exactly, which is so weird, because it's like a character, like you said in the previous season, you see for half a second, and you're like, oh, okay, who's that?
And it sounds like outside, we're gonna get to this in the next episode, at least that's our next goal. But outside of the Metal City, she just finished unifying all of.
Yep.
that one governor wasn't the last one, but there were a few other remaining ones. But right before the coronation, she finished unifying all of the Earth Kingdom outside of Metal City.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting what it's called.
So, oh my god, we've been talking for a while.
Metalopolis.
There's a lot packed into these first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Because we see Korra wake up as well in the episode. If not to just tell like the episode of everything going on with them, but she's in a place with this old woman who's kind of a dickbag, who's blind,
She's the best dickbag.
and it's fucking tough.
Yeah, it is.
Now we talk about Yodaing, her basically Yodaing the
I mean,
Avatar.
Yoda man.
Yoda man.
And it's
But-
Yoda demand.
a moment in the next episode where these people in their flying craft are crashed into the swamp and held down by a bunch of vines.
Yep.
Much like an X-wing stuck in the.
Well, and
But,
she goes on a hallucination trip throughout the
I know.
swamp. It's like
So
Yep.
much.
it's like beat for beat.
The only bit
Except
is
for Toph is way more of an asshole than
Yes.
Yoda is.
no. Yoda's an asshole. Yoda's 100% asshole.
Yeah, but
Yo-
Yoda doesn't
Yo-
throw rocks at fucking.
I was gonna say Yoda's not actively
Luke.
beating the shit out of Luke.
Yeah,
Where-
because Toph beats the shit out of Korra.
She's just like, fucking learn how. You're pathetic. Like, I can beat the shit out of you. And then she's like, it's because you haven't basically like gotten past your past. Like, you're still thinking about all the things you did wrong and not thinking about like what you need, like what you need to be. Basically, the person you think about the person you were, and not the person you need to be.
Well, and even so, she's trying to separate herself from the enemy she's faced in the other 3 seasons,
That's true.
where each of them have a kernel of truth
Yeah.
in their ideologies. They
put
may
up
have
a
been
really
extremists.
And it's something we've talked about too in the show. Is like every single one of the villains you've seen so far has had like a kernel of a. That's a really good point. Like there are inequalities and problems in the world, but these people took it too far. Like they became extremists and
Yep.
did bad to try and get to their noble goal.
Yeah, first one is equality, but they're trying to equality through handicapping the
Other side, basically.
the others. Yep.
It's like
Instead of
everybody
bringing up the
paraplegic.
yes,
So
exactly.
break everyone's legs, so everyone's equal. It's like I don't know about that.
Second season was what, Order versus Chaos, but
There's got to be an evil avatar for balance. It's called Balance, I believe.
yep.
So
No, that was Spirits.
Spirits,
because-
right?
This one
Yeah,
is
it was
called
spiritual
Balance.
connection. And
This
it
season's
helps to-
called Balance.
That's what I'm thinking of.
yeah, third one was Change.
Change, yeah. Okay, we gotta get to episode 4.
Yep.
Although episode 4 will be really quick.
Episode
Because-
4 is mostly
is
the
literally
Yodeling.
just like go on a hallucination trip while
Oh.
the airbenders come to find you, and then at the end you can bend the remaining poison out of your body.
So one thing that's kind of annoying is that they also like put like a mechanical reason as to why she's unable to connect to the avatar. Says like,
Yeah.
there you go, like, chase your demons away. But also there's metal in you still, which is weird.
I
Because, like,
do. I'm pretty sure. So I didn't watch this episode because I'm dumb and only watched 3. But isn't there a part of it where Korra's like, "But your daughter metal bent it out of me," and Toph's like, "My daughter sucks. I can metal bend way better than her."
True.
But then she can't
Yeah.
even get the remaining out.
My daughter my daughter lacks the connection to sense the finer levels of metal. Is something
Okay.
along the lines you said. That was in episode 3. Yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, so basically, she's just like, Korra, you're gonna have to get the metal out yourself because I can't help you because she's saying you're literally holding on to the metal yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you don't
Bend it out
want
of
to-
me. You can't relax. You're. It's like you
Mhm.
want to keep this metal in you, because then you don't have to have the responsibilities of the Avatar. But no, then you got the Tenzin 3 kids going
Yeah.
on their adventure to try and find the Avatar.
They go on their like own avatar adventure to find the avatar.
Iki gets caught.
Yeah, it's
Iki makes
the
friends
Iki
with the
show.
guards.
Fart bends at one point,
Yes, there is a fart bending scene.
and there's a part where he makes a fart noise when he.
Milo, yeah, Milo's great.
Milo, sorry, not Iki, yeah. Sorry,
Iki's middle kid. Iki's
he's
me.
the
I'm middle child.
So yeah, it's actually pretty funny. Like there's some fun humor in that, but like basically Korra metal bends the fucking shit out of herself, goes to the giant tree that connects like every like fucking, I don't know, it's like the giant spirit tree that connects all the forest, and she has her moment
And the whole
then
world. Yeah.
she sees that, her family is there trying to find her, and she's like, oh yeah, and then she's basically Korra gets her groove back.
Mhm.
That's the episode.
I love Stella gets her groove back. Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Or just-
Avatar's got a new groove.
Oh, new groove. Okay, sorry. That's right.
State, there's a fucking new dictator yet again. Another dictator.
More
Man. Yep.
dictators.
History only repeats itself.
Oh, and in one of the scenes, I think in episode 3, we did see the first comings of the mech suits, of the new mech suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in episode 1. That's
Was it
the
episode 1, yeah.
the mech suits come off to like help feed all the people, after they give up, the leadership to the so they, I mean, it's obvious because there's another foreshadow thing we need to get to. I think it's the last thing we can talk about, but you see Varric has acquired a spirit tree branch and is doing experiments with it.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Because it
because-
seems to be providing like
Yeah, something.
a new energy source of some sort.
So they're like looking into this, and so like Kuvira, her entire crew is slowly becoming more and more fascistic, and it's like, oh boy, again with this. We just,
All right. So John, you
Yeah.
go ahead and go get set up for your raid. Happy Pi Day. We'll play us off.
Oh yeah,
Get
it's Pie Day. I
Get the
didn't
fuck
pie.
out of here, John.
I bought 3 pies.
I need
It's
some
fine.
Wait.
pies.
have pie? No, I had pizza pie for lunch yesterday.
Do you guys have Perkins?
Yeah.
We do.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we do still. We
There's
we
like-
used to have a lot more.
There's like
Yeah.
6, like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah. They had pretty good pie day on. They had like pie day deals. Where it's
We
like, get a
have
free pie.
the Hubbard Avenue Diner is fantastic
Yeah.
pie.
They have awesome pies.
Mm.
We used to have a bunch of places in this area called Baker Square, but now there's like 2 left.
Yeah, Norsky Nook as well, and DeForest has incredible pies. There's lots of great pie places.
I bought some from the
Town.
I bought some complete pies from the Mariano's Bakery. Got a pumpkin pie, and a blueberry pie, and a
I
lemon meringue.
Got Pie Day and bought a pie today, but instead we went to Hertz Donuts and I got some donuts and we ate them.
That sounds great.
Yeah, they were very good. I had a Oreo peanut butter donut earlier. It was incredible. All right.
The website is bornintheeighties.net. You can find previous episodes over there. We were hosted by John_Danger.
World or whatever.
Go to Matt Haig Music, live.matthaigmusic.com
Hemsworthfeet.world.
Yes.
or twitch.tv/MattHaigMusic.
He got it back.
I did.
He got it back, fam.
Got it back. I'll try and not fuck it up again.
I should have stole it from you.
I got 33 days
Yeah,
left
Matt
of my tax
specifically
season.
wouldn't tell me when it was supposed to be back available, so one of us didn't fucking steal it.
The greatest troll. Yeah, that was it. I guess watch the next 4 episodes of Korra. We got to talk about that,
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna do 4. Yep,
Wait, so we did 4. We're gonna watch 5, 6, 7, and 8.
yep, and
And
then we'll
then
do last 5.
5 at the end.
Yep.
Or maybe 3 and 2.
Spanky's,
No, let's
Either
just
way.
get this done.
Spanky's
Yeah, that's true.
Pixar Bay filter is making me fundamentally confused.
I hate it. Really
I-
awful.
Spanky, I could do something with that. Bye bye, everybody.
Does it give you a number